All you wanted was to be a movie. You watched them growing up, why couldn't you make one? But the companies, their camera offerings, they stifle. They discourage. They do not allow you to be yourself. In fact, Canon, I think, made a movie about how they don't want you to be in a movie. That was a nice movie we just watched, wasn't it, Gustafson? I almost cried. I want to make sure that never happens again. How can we stop the movie industry? Well, I don't think we should do that, but I suppose through a roundabout way, if we made cameras that sucked, the kids would be so discouraged. Maybe no one would ever make a movie again. I think it's unethical what you're asking. Perhaps, but I'm tired of feeling my own feelings, and I refuse to do so any further. So I think we're going to have to separate the classes of people that make cameras. That movie we just watched, a budget film, had plenty of heart and soul to it. The big budget films, not so much. They're empty inside. So we make really expensive cameras that can film nice stuff for the stupid people that have no heart. And then the budget options, it'll look so clinical, they'll lose their minds. Ma'am, what you're suggesting could have an unending effect of ruin for society as we know it. If the budget hobos have clinical gear, they'll quit. If the expensive scrubs, soulless corporate shells have our best stuff, it's opposite of what should be happening. You're fired. The problem is, Gustafson, I'm not fired. I have a bow. You're about to get a bow in the forehead. Just fuck you. Well played.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
All right, we have a lot to get to here. You've heard the term GAS, Gear Acquisition Syndrome. What no one talks about is GASP, Gear Acquisition Syndrome Panic. And that's what I'm facing right now. We're on the Fuji X-H2S, 17-40 Canon EF lens, for the heck of it, with a little glimmer glass on there. Come on now. Oh, the cinema's ours. I'm about to move to a smaller town than you've ever heard of. There's nothing there. There's like 7 stores. There's no used market, most likely. If you look up, okay, I think I'll get a Sony ZV-E1. Oh, there's none. There's none anywhere. There's nothing. So I'm going to be only subjected to Amazon warehouse deals for my used fix. And it's over. So I'm thinking, all right, that's about to happen. Maybe I should just buy everything I've ever known and have it now, and then we're good for the next 40 years. The problem is, I have 2 needs, and Canon lately, you've really done something unethical. I thought the Canon Cripple Hammer had gone on vacation. He was getting old. The R5 II was released and like it was full spec'd out. I'm like, you know what? I think Canon got the message. They're no longer just gonna purposefully cripple, but I didn't see it. I didn't see where they were cutting corners. The obvious thing? Oh boy. Look, asshole. You're stupid. I shoot Canon most of the time. All my lenses are Canon. I'm on your team. There's no reason for this. Just back off. I'm most likely going to get a Canon V1 any second. I'd like to put it on a tripod though. The battery door is not going to... So listen to this cripple. Canon has a beautiful cinema image. Even their older, like C100 Mark II, it looked much better, more filmic than the Canon 5D Mark II did. Same era, but like it's a cinema cam. So it's like you see the dynamic range increase, something's just special about it. Fast forward to today, we have several cameras that share sensors, but they don't share the look. Take the newly released Canon R6 Mark III. Same sensor as the C50. Do a little side-by-side comparison. Oh my God, why does the C50 look so much better? It's way better, more dynamic range, more cinema touch, maybe a little softer, something, the color neutral abilities. It's sickening to see that if you want the best Canon image possible, you gotta spend not only more money, but then you lose all functionality that we've come and known to love with mirrorless cameras like IBIS. That's about the only feature you lose, but it's a big feature. So as I sit here gasping with panic at what to buy, my deepest heart's desires are a cinema camera of some sort, like the Canon C70. Boom, beautiful. But it would be utterly useless in here. You know how much I hate my Canon R5 too, but love it all the same? It's like, can't beat it for wildlife. Oh, the image in here is nowhere near a C70. It's just not as organic. So I'll just get the C70. So, oh, no viewfinder, can't use that for no animal eye detect. Like all of a sudden, the versatility goes out the window. So I can't. I need both. And that's a bitch. Funnily enough, Sony is the one that doesn't have this problem because they also cripple their cinema cams to not even have a cinema look. Disgusting. I was just watching a comparison. Nikon ZR versus Sony ZV-E1, and the dickhead was filming himself on a Sony FX6. Looked so disgusting, I almost threw up, almost clicked right off the video. Learned absolutely nothing the whole time because I was distracted by the clinical sharpness, the madness of that image. So it's like Sony FX3 or ZV-E1 versus FX6. You're not really missing much. Just go for the ZV-E1. I almost did, I tell you. Because I'm like debating, I just saw a deal for the Nikon ZR. It's in my cart. It's only like 300 off, but it's at least a slight deal. You buy that, you sell the Z6 III, and then okay, we're happy there in Kingsville. But I was like, just something flashed into my brain for a second. I was like, what if you got the Sony ZV-E1 back with the Sony 24mm 2.8? I swear it has some pop. Minor amounts of pop on that thing. Lightest setup you could get, full frame, but it's under 700 grams, lighter than the ZR would be. But then it's clinical Sony. Hell, why are you even debating it? You're stupid. All right, let's switch to the Nikon Z6 III for a second. I have an idea here. I'm gonna try using the red RAW hack. So we get different, I just downloaded all the red LUTs. So we'll have some stuff, but this is your only cinema cam, the Fuji X-H2S, or potentially the ZR. Those are the only two that might give you cinema. Let us now be. Okay, now we're on the Nikon Z6 III 26mm 2.8. We're in regular and RAW. This is what you're used to seeing with the red LUTs. I've never actually tried to do this, so now we're converting to red RAW and then using the LUTs to get a taste of what the ZR could be for us. So that's a LUT. Here's another red LUT. So pay attention to these cycles coming through. Should I even do it? Pounce on the ZR. You know what I'm reaching inside for is the joy. And I see this ZR in my cart. I don't know that I'm feeling the joy. For some reason, the ZV-E1 is bringing me some minor amounts of excitement because it's so tiny with that 24mm lens. Potential pop on that thing. The problem is whenever I see footage from the ZV-E1 on my own channel or someone else's, I'm like, yeah, that's why I sold that. That was bad news. Bad news to hell. So it's like, it's not worth it to ever go into Sony, but you never know, man. With the Sony lens, maybe your stabilization's finally good, because that was a little cripple that's not talked about. If you have a Zeiss lens, the stabilization doesn't work the same. So it's like, okay, all of a sudden, 24mm, plenty. Oh, it would be so light, but disgusting. You disgust me, Sony. If this little Fuji was lighter, I'd be looking for a native lens for this, but when I'm looking at native lenses for it to vlog with, there really is nothing that's super light and inspiring. The 18mm Tony 2, no good. The 16mm 1.4, glorious lens, but it's too heavy to vlog with, and you're heavier than all the full frame could possibly be. There's no like, wow, better get that lens. Like the 56, greatest lens I ever had, can't autofocus. I don't need that struggle in my life. The 35 1.4, similar issue. Less pop even than the 56, but slightly more reliable. It's like, Fuji, you have no place. But I'm just trying to get the perfect setup for Kingsville. And then the only problem is, I don't know what my studio is gonna look like. That's very important. Like a 26mm in here, not the best thing ever. There's a lot of empty wall space over here, just random ass mirror. I don't know, like you have a new space and all of a sudden you're like, a 16mm would really be great here. And then I'll only use 16mm, or I get the Canon 45, all of a sudden that's too tight and like nothing makes sense. And like I build this whole wall of beauty and then it's like, oh God, I can only see this much and it's all blurred out. Oh, why'd I get that lens? Oh, I sold my EF lenses. What was I thinking? I'm not capable of making these decisions. I'm gonna make mistakes. I've already made so many. I've bought and sold so many cameras. I do not have the best ones. I didn't keep the best ones. The C70, that should be there, but it's gone because someone tried to rip it from my arms. And then the energy of it, I just didn't want it. I was like, I'm done with you, so I sold it. The Fuji GFX 100S, that should be the shelf above. That should be up there. I've had so many amazing things that I got rid of for no reason whatsoever. Lenses. And at the same time, I should just film this whole show on a Canon V1 point and shoot and be done with it. I think I could get by. It might even be more fun to use than the Nikon ZR. So I might lean that way. But how did these red LUTs look with red RAW? Like the controls are different. I looked in there, I was like, oh, that's different. There's a noise reduction thing. I'm not gonna use it, but zoom in on that. And then right now we used it. Oh my God, there's no noise, yay. If I'm being honest, I wouldn't classify this as a cinema cam look. It's slightly more cinema-like with the red LUTs. But like it's still got that digital look, and like the only way to get rid of that, like there's already a glimmer glass on here. You can soften, you can do stuff, but the cinema cam itself is the look. You can't really avoid that. You can't just, oh, slap this LUT on, oh, that turns this into a C70. It's like, no, it doesn't at all. C70 is the only one with the DJO sensor. But the perfect camera was never meant to be for us. We're not allowed to witness it. You would want a Canon R5 II spec-wise, IBIS, everything, all the newest tech, with the Canon C70 full frame sensor. Just a little switcheroo, wire implant, and then boom. And they tune it. Canon does something. They tune the colors differently. A little removal of green pixels. All I know for sure is that not 1 second of anything I said in today's video mattered. Just rants of a madman who's clearly lost his mind. So we'll see. Will he pounce on the ZR in the cart, even though it's barely a deal, and the price will drop as soon as I buy it? Should I go back to the ZVE1 and C70 and GFX1? So who was more cinematic today, Fuji or Nicky Boy? One of us went to the movies. One of us was allowed popcorn. The other, not so much. His coupons were refused. So that's what's on my mind, and you're welcome for those thoughts. Thank you for the Bitcoin. We learned nothing at all. Subscribe for more.